Today on the Transplant Helper, I'm going to share with you what I might call a power tip. One of those things I promise you, I wish I'd have known about this prior to the transplant surgery itself. It would have been a tremendous help to both me as the patient, as well as more especially my caregiver. Stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to become part of the Transplant Helper community. Hey folks, welcome back to the Transplant Helper again today. My name is Jim Merle, and yes, this is what I would entitle as a power tip. One of those things that I wish I'd known prior to surgery, and now that I know it, I wanted to stop and share it with you. And that is very simply stated. You know as well as I do that right after that transplant surgery goes on, or for that matter, any surgery, oftentimes the patient themselves are somewhat incapacitated. By that I mean they don't necessarily have the ability to communicate so well, particularly if there's still some kind of a breathing tube or some type of other support mechanism placed in their mouth, their throat, their nose, whatever. Things can be a little bit difficult with that being said. And I don't know how many times I have myself been the patient or been a family member standing around a bedside, seeing one of my loved ones laying there struggling to try to communicate an idea to me, something that was important to them, where I just couldn't understand what they were talking about. Maybe again, they couldn't utter those words. They couldn't necessarily sign to me a certain way, and they couldn't write something down. How are we going to communicate? So I want to share with you something I saw just the other day. And by the way, thank you so much, Melody Perky. You didn't even know you did this. But I saw in one of your posts the other day that when you were dealing with your son and his transplant process, which by the way just took place, when you were dealing with that y'all had set up some sign language, if you will, prior to the surgery so that you could communicate a little bit better after surgery. So I want to share with you basically a few of the majorly important, that's the word, isn't it? Majorly important signs, particularly real American Sign Language signs that you might use as a patient to communicate with your caregivers. And this is something you'll do up ahead of surgery. You'll kind of get ready for this. And then that way post-surgery you can just easily use these things, even if you're not able to do an awful lot as far as communication goes. So the first one and the very most important one you can understand obviously is knowing how to sign the word pain. Sign the word pain. It's pretty simple to do this. You basically take your two hands, and the best way to do it, or the most realistic way, the right way, I should say, to do this is to put your two fingers together about in this area and just put them together and then pull them apart really quickly. And that is the universal American Sign Language sign for pain. Of course, if someone is in pain, you would want to know that. And a lot of times as family members, we're standing around trying to see if that patient is in pain. We may ask, and if we ask, then obviously they might nod yes or no. But if we're not asking, how are they going to tell us? This will be the way. Pain. Very simply. So keep that one down. Remember that and prepare for your post-surgery recovery with that one. Number two, this one is very important as well. Probably more important than we understand as a caregiver. As a patient, we've learned this, and that is the universal American Sign Language sign for sleep. How are you going to communicate to that loved one that you need sleep? Well, this is the way, if they can get the arm up to do it, they basically take their hand, put it over their face, around the hairline, and draw it down slowly, closing their eyes. And obviously you could see that would imply sleep. So if you need some rest, and we all need our rest, recovery, a lot of recovery is based upon good nutrition and great rest. You might want to sign that to a family member. Sleep. Just let me sleep. Let me rest. And that one would be great. Number three, kind of closely related to that, this is what we would consider the universal sign for be quiet. Be quiet. Now, the actual American Sign Language sign is similar to that, but it has the whole hand up here with another hand kind of crossing it. That implies to be quiet. And in my mind, and this is just old country boy talking, this would mean shut up, leave me alone for a little bit. Sometimes we need a break. And again, we appreciate our family members, our caregivers, those who are around us, even the staff sometimes who are trying to communicate, trying to talk, trying to, just keep us maybe relaxed or whatever. But sometimes the best form of relaxation is just getting some simple quiet time. So this will be the sign for quiet. Again, they may not be able to do it up here. Maybe something to do down around their lower body. But if you see them put their hands together, if they've learned this is quiet. So just kind of leave me alone. And that one can be very important. The next one that is extremely important, especially in a hospital type situation or an ICU type situation, is the American Sign Language sign for the nurse. Call the nurse. And this would be it. Just putting the palm up, putting two fingers down. I guess these are walking feet. I'm not sure what that represented. but this means nurse. So just to do this right here, that implies nurse. Of course, they might hit the call button if possible, but if you're in the room, they might just simply sign. Again, you would hope they'd be able to do this. If not, just anywhere along their body. You see, down around their legs, they're doing this. That means get the nurse. I call the nurse in here. And I hope that's not an emergency, but that would be the way to do that. The next one, which would be more important, this is the American Sign Language sign for help. And it's similar to that, although you take the palm without the two fingers. This time you just put the thumbs up, as I would call it. Put that down and lift it up quickly. That means help. Go get help. That is a sign for that. And again, I hope you never need that one. But hey, in these post-transplant or post-surgery situations, sometimes you just need help. And it might be help as far as nursing care, call the doctor. It might be help as far as, help me get up off the on the side of the bed, or help me get a drink of water, whatever that is. So that would be important in that case. And then here's another one that I really appreciated after surgery and continue to use today, and that is the sign for hungry. For hungry. We're going to need good nutrition post-transplant. Although many of you understand that with some of those new medications on board, food may not taste that good, but this is the sign for hungry. And it's just to take and kind of make a U shape or a cup with a hand, take it up around the throat or right below the throat and pull it down toward the stomach area. That means hungry. So that one can be important, just to let your family members know that, hey, I'm ready to eat. I'm hungry. I want something to eat. And then the last one here, you don't want to miss this one. You understand what it is to show pain, sleep, quiet, all those things I listed. But this one is so important, and that is to take two fingers and put them together, such as you would for pain. This was pain, remember. But this one here, when you put them together and pull them apart, instead of pulling them apart really quickly, pull them apart a little bit more slowly and wave those fingers. Together, apart, wave. Together, apart, and wave. What does that mean? It means bacon, folks. Get me some bacon. No, I'm not joking. Literally, this is bacon. Get me some bacon. And yeah, if you're a heart transplant patient, forget I said that, or any transplant patient for that matter. But this is designed for bacon in case you get desperate, like I have in the past. I hope this helps you out a little bit. Again, this is something you'll prepare to do before any surgery. Both you and the caregiver get these signs down, learn these symbols, and then that'll help you a little bit. If you don't like to use the standard American Sign Language signs, obviously you just make up your own among your family. That'd be beneficial, but these might be more universal that you could use with other people around you that just might have an inkling of what you're talking about. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, stay stronger, friends.